Blackstone Audio presents Black as He's Painted by Ngaio Marsh. For Roses and Mike, with love. The author's warmest thanks are due to Sir Alistair Mackintosh, KCMG, and P.J. Humphreys, Esquire, for their very kind advice on matters ambassadorial and linguistic. Chapter 1. Mr. Whipplestone. The year was at the spring and the day at the morn, and God may have been in his heaven, but as far as Mr. Samuel Whipplestone was concerned, the evidence was negligible. He was, in a dull, muddled sort of way, miserable. He had become possessed, with valedictory accompaniments, of 2 solid silver Georgian gravy boats. He had taken his leave of Her Majesty's Foreign Service in the manner to which his colleagues were accustomed. He had even prepared himself for the non-necessity of getting up at 7:30, bathing, shaving, breakfasting at 8. But there is no need to prolong the Podsnapian recital. In a word, he had fancied himself tuned in to retirement, and now realised that he was in no such condition. He was a man without propulsion. He had no object in life. He was finished. By 10 o'clock he found himself unable to endure the complacent familiarity of his service flat. It was, in fact, at that hour being serviced, a ritual which normally he avoided and now hindered by his presence. He was astounded to find that for 20 years he had inhabited dull, oppressive, dark, and uncomely premises. Deeply shaken by this abrupt discovery, he went out into the London spring. A 10-minute walk across the park hardly raised his spirits. He avoided the great watershed of traffic under the quadriga, saw some inappropriately attired equestrians, passed a concourse of scarlet and yellow tulips, left the park under the expanded nostrils of Epstein's liberated elementals, and made his way into Baronsgate. As he entered that flowing cacophony of changing gears and revving engines, it occurred to him that he himself must now get into bottom gear and stay there until he was parked in some sub-fusk lay-by to await, and here the simile became insufferable, a final towing off. His predicament was none the better for being commonplace. He walked for a quarter of an hour. From Baronsgate, the western entry into the Capricorns is by an arched passage too low overhead to admit any but pedestrian traffic. It leads into Capricorn Mews, and further along, at right angles to the Mews, Capricorn Place. He had passed by it over and over again, and would have done so now if it hadn't been for a small...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?